Hi, I'm Tom McInerny, Associate Chair for Clinical Affairs in the Department of Pediatrics and a primary care pediatrician here in Rochester since 1971. I've had a fair amount of experience with research in primary care offices, having been involved in many PROS, pediatric research in the office setting studies, and I also chaired the PROS steering committee. I found that doing the research in the office was a lot of fun. It was some work, to be sure, but we really enjoyed it, and we learned something from it, and we felt we were able to contribute to the advancement of the science of pediatrics, shall we say. I'd like to give some practical tips for those of you who are going to embark on research, clinical research in your offices, based on some of our experiences at the Panorama Pediatric Group. First and foremost, you need to pick some champions. Both pediatricians and probably also nurses and or other office staff who are really interested in this research project and want to make it happen and want to make sure that everything gets done to enter all of the patients that need to be entered into the study. Because this is a big job and somebody needs to take charge, and often it's more than just one somebody, because it is different levels at your office that can make the difference as to whether this is successful or not. It's very important to also discuss thoroughly with most of the staff, if not all of the staff, and the physicians, what the study is about, how the protocol is going to work, how it will affect office flow, etc., and do that beforehand so that people are aware of what is in store for them when they start these studies. I think the other trick that we learned is we needed to develop a system to identify the patients who were appropriate for the study. Usually this is some way of earmarking the chart, either by putting some kind of a colored slip of paper on it, or putting, if there was a questionnaire that needed to be filled out about the patient, put that on the front of the chart. And usually this was an office staff person who did this, so that when the chart arrived in the doctor's hands, the doctor knew that this was a patient who was in the study and would be able to do what was necessary to answer the questions, etc. It's usually not going to work to rely on the doctors to remember which patients are going to be in the study. The other thing that I think that we found is that it was helpful to have progress reports on a somewhat frequent basis, weekly, monthly, whatever, depending a little bit on the type of the study, so that we knew if we had to enroll, let's say, 200 patients, we would know maybe after the first 2 weeks we had enrolled 50, and so good, we're 25% of the way there, and hopefully in another few weeks we'll be done with the study. We'll have enrolled all of the patients we needed to enroll. And it's important to kind of keep up the let's finish the project and let's make sure we get all the patients enrolled, do some cheerleading from time to time, and hopefully you will then be able to finish the study. Lastly, I think we found that it was also important to share the results of the study with everyone involved, including the staff as well as the physicians, because a lot of the staff and the physicians put some work into the study, and if you let them know the results, they feel, wow, I really participated in the project and we got something good out of it. There were some papers published, there was a change in the way things were done on caring for children, etc., and everybody feels good about having participated in that study. So guess what? When the next study comes along, you have folks who are eager and remember that they were given the results and they're ready to and looking forward to another study. Approach these with an open mind. Recognize that yes, they're a little work, but they're also fun, and it is a way of trying to keep current and doing things a little differently and keeping your life a little more exciting than just the same old day in and day out.